Hey, we got Joe
Yeah.
waiting.
Third. What? Also got 20 seconds. Hello, everyone. I want to call the May 13th, 2026 Board of Commissioners of the Gas and Light Department meeting. The time is 6:30 p.m. This meeting is being recorded. All right. First, is, Chair's remark. First, welcome, Lily. Thank you.
Lily?
Lily.
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 Yeah.
All right. Welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the board. Next up, I know a bunch of us attended the MWEC annual conference. I taught the sessions. Unfortunately, I can only do the first day, but the sessions that I was there for, I thought were timely and informative. I will say the data center session and the things along with it, I felt were a little conservative in their numbers, believe it or not. So, but that was good and timely. And I know this evening we are reorganizing. I just want to say thank you and honor to have served as this year's chair. It's been a ride. All right. Any other fellow commissioner reports?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Absolutely. Very excited to join and participate and see where, all the programs or projects we have for this year and see where they lead.
I have a few. I don't know if you have any.
Well, go ahead.
Quick update on upcoming MLCA meeting. At the end of this month, the 28th, May 28th, there's going to be a Commissioners 101. And then the next meeting, which is a second to look at the date to confirm it, June 25th, will be PERMA. So we talked a little bit about PERMA last time and risk and insurance. So for all commissioners. So those two are confirmed and look forward to seeing folks. And Lily, if you need any information to get
Yes.
to attend, let me know. Then I'm happy to send it along.
Thank you for the PERMA, definitely.
Okay, awesome. When I attended the last ESC meeting, there was a question. I did talk about some in a high level, high level of detail, our goals. And there was a question about the seasonal heat pump assessment that we're going to be doing. And that question was, are we going to be reaching out to customers to get their thoughts on the new rate? And I didn't know how to answer that question. So I just wanted to run that back
I think we need to do a financial analysis of it before we ask for input, but I'm not sure that input would matter. I think it's all going to be economic. So we'll have to assess how effective it was, we put a lot of people on it, and can we afford it? Was it too much? Was it too little? So I think it's all going to really come down to the economic analysis.
Okay. Well, it might be useful at some point to reach out, maybe after a little more time has passed or whatever, to just, get some thoughts. So I'll put that I can give them the update, but that's not included in phase one. And but just put that out there that eventually it might be useful.
When do we think we'll have enough data to do an economic analysis?
The goal is for next month, because we just came on, the April just ended. So Joe and Liv are going to work on that for the June meeting.
Okay. Last one that I have is came up actually at the MWEC conference, and basically Jean-Jacques approached Pete and I about networked geothermal systems. And I can just read the email quickly from Jean-Jacques summarizing kind of what's going on this and next steps. So basically, he had submitted on behalf of Marblehead a proposal to MAPC to study economics and business models for network geothermal in MLP territories. It was accepted, and MAPC has a grant from DOER for this work. So there is now a kickoff Monday, June 15th at 2 p.m. From 2 to 3, it will be virtual to kind of organize this project. There's no commitment to participate, but he's reaching out to MLPs to see if they are interested in joining this call and learning more about potential roles for different MLPs should they be interested, and a timeline, scope, deliverables, things like that. So those are the next steps, and I'm happy to circulate. I don't know like how big this kickoff meeting is intended to be, but I can ask him, and if it's I can certainly circulate it and share it, and if people want to join, I can let him know that. So let me know if you are interested. And I think Pete is definitely.
Yeah, and we also applied with MWEC for a grant from MassCEC on a similar, they were going to do more of an economic analysis, and we're participating in that grant application. So.
How much has MassCEC or part of these grants learnings from other, whether it's
I raised that and
other utilities?
So the contractor that was participating in the grant solicitation was dubious of the 2 pilots that were undertaken, although I asked a lot of questions about that. So, but again, we're not taking any risk by participating and to learn more. I shared with both Jean-Jacques and with Zoe that I have a lot of concerns about the topic. You know, there's a tremendous amount of issues, but it doesn't hurt to start looking at it. So.
Okay, so let me know if you're interested in joining, and I can circulate the information. That's everything I've got.
All right. Any other commissioners? Okay. Do not see our town council liaison.
Do we have a new one yet?
Not that has been announced to me. No one's reached out. I know that they just reorganized as well, so we can reach out. I know that they're generally it's a couple meetings in historically when liaisons. Oh, any public comments? For us, right?
Mike.
Mike Caparo was one of the linemen.
Okay.
He's also the president of the association.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Comments? Okay. Moving on to secretary's report, approval of minutes. Over to you.
Yeah. So for this meeting, we have 2 different sets of meeting minutes, so we'll take them one at a time. Oh, you had sent them by email, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The updated version. I know. I was like, wait, where are they?
So I got the comments on Monday, sent them out, and then I imported them into the board book that's online.
Okay. All right. So everybody have a chance to review the updated version of the minutes, and is there any discussion? We're talking about April 2nd to start.
I submitted my comment.
Okay, I did as well.
I have no comments on the second minutes. If you want to make,
Okay.
did you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the April 2nd, 2026 minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Okay,
We'll record Lily as abstained because she wasn't part of it.
great point.
She can vote on it.
On some,
Yeah, you can still vote on the minutes, most abstain, but there's nothing precluding.
Okay, on to the next set. So before us now is the April 7th, 2026 minutes. Does anyone have any additional comments or edits?
I did not. They were good as in the book.
Good.
I submitted my edits.
Okay, I did as well. So I will make a motion to approve the April 7th, 2026 minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to old business, section B, general manager's report.
I'll give you a few just updates or highlights throughout we have 100 units that are under construction currently in Wakefield. I'm just going to summarize some of the sections. And there's about 500 units in Wakefield that are in the planning or permitting phase right now. So there's still a lot of growth going on, but there's over 100 units that'll come online this year. So that's a big number. Again, they're mostly multifamily situations, so they're all going to be on electric heating and cooling. The gas dead main was completed last month, and that one carryover class 2 leak was completed a couple months ago, so that's done. The testing of the CTs on the electric side, we've had a project going on with that for quite a while. We wrapped that up last month, so that's done. On the veg management side, the program trimming was completed at the end of March. We usually identify some trees that we're going to remove or take down. And I think we had about maybe 21 or 22 this year. And those were all completed also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We're waiting on a date on Burns Park from the family that we were originally going to try to do in the spring. They preferred waiting till June or July. So we're waiting on a date from them for that. I did get a complaint yesterday that I shared with Tom on a private way. I don't want to talk too much about it yet, but I'll just let you know that we're going to add it to the issues list next month and we'll deal with it. There was both gas work done on the street as well as water and sewer work. The issue is really more with the patching of the water and sewer stuff. Our patches are there as well. So we're going to coordinate with DPW first and come up with a plan before we reply or anything. So I want to get our team has been out there, and the issue isn't really on our stuff, but we want to work with Joe and we'll figure it out. So we'll have a plan next month.
Thank you. That all.
Thanks, so. Just getting back to the MWIC meeting, a couple of highlights from that I thought were interesting. One, we were one of only 3 utilities that are in every one of those projects. There's only 3, us, Boylston, and Marblehead, that are participating in every MWIC project. And to that point, there was a lot of discussion at that meeting about the savings generated this winter from our peaking units at Stony Brook Inn and Peabody. And that the number for Wakefield on that was $2.1 million. So we saved the ratepayers by participating in those projects $2.1 million this winter. So that was pretty notable. Including of that was 436 was from Peabody. So those projects have paid off in those situations. So that was just some interesting data from that meeting.
Thank you. One comment on around the EV charging, two things. One, and I meant to reach out to you if Beth Fields has been showing offline. I don't know if you're aware of that. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we've been working with Judge Point to fix that. It's a problem with the communications network. So we haven't, but it still works.
Yeah.
The charger still works, but the gateway isn't working.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just on the DC fast, I saw that we increased our rates. When did we do that on that?
Say a little bit more than a month ago, maybe.
It was
2 months.
It was at least 2
2
months.
months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have we seen any impact in less usage, or is too soon, or?
Maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is it-
Yeah. I mean,
Could be on
we brought it up to, we thought it was a comparative rate for others. So maybe I think ours was a little bit low, and I think we had some folks coming from other communities to charge. We did definitely had people coming from other towns because we had some issues with them charging at the charger. So I know for a fact they were driving from their town to charge here, and they bypassed a lot of level threes they liked us. So I think we saw a slight decrease in. With that, Tom.
Okay. Yeah, it does seem a little bit on the higher side now, but especially because
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's just their business model, but the Iona, which has put in Reading on Walker's Brook, across the street, where the Bertucci's used to be.
Yeah.
Their DC, which I think is very low, 39 cents.
Yeah.
KWH, but so
What is ours right now?
70 and 80 for peak and off peak. Or peak, off peak and peak. So, and then some of the other closer ones that are not in town, are in the 60, 59 to 60, upper 60s. There's actually EV Goes actually have a super off peak, and peak rate that span like 59 to like upper 60s.
We were definitely very low. Which one, I know you compared it to, which ones do we?
The one on Lowell and Vernon. And then there was another one that we looked at that was a little further out on 128. I forget the exact.
Yeah, Lowell and Vernon, that's actually very expensive because they're charging a per KWH and then every 10 minutes an additional like 40 cents, like they're
And that's the closest one to us. Yeah.
So I just know, I noticed in there and just didn't know if there was, because it seems to be on a little bit the higher side, and overall average.
Part of that is a little bit of strategy to discourage some of those people from driving from PBD to take up our spot. And there was issues with some of those people.
Yeah.
What, can I just find out what was it prior to it going to 70, 80?
50,
50,
55, yeah.
I think it was 40, right, it was 40 off peak.
Thought it
and
was
55,
40.
Yeah.
and 55 peak.
Okay.
It was also done, I think it was done at least 2 months ago because it was also done when we did it when we were increasing our rates temporarily in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did it in conjunction with that.
Yeah, right, exactly, the same time frame. So was it 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah,
Will we be bringing them down?
I'm not sure. We'll
Okay.
monitor the market rates.
Okay.
Right now, everything's high.
Yeah,
There's a huge drop, so when you look into the revenues from last month to this month, about, yeah.
It's
$1,500 or so.
Yeah.
1,400 bucks.
If you look at the sessions like December, January, where it's 5 and 800, and then February, March, April. Obviously we can't count May.
We'll look at it again.
Okay.
Varies by month. It varies by month.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I mean, when you come out of the winter and, you look at the weather that snowed in a lot during the winters.
Yeah.
So now it's month to month to compare. Even peak versus non-peak. I mean, the intent is to make sure that we don't have people charging during peak period.
Yes, agree.
Or very, very few peak.
And I asked a question about pages 22 and 23, which are our graphs of the kilowatt hours. I had just noticed that 2025 appear to be showing up. And I was wondering if we can add it back in. Probably just be updated with 20.
Yeah, you're right.
Something happened.
No, you're right. It fell off the face of the earth.
The
Yeah.
data, it looks like the data is there.
Stuff,
yeah, but the line,
The graph.
And in gas, it shows up.
Yeah.
So I think it's just something funky happening with those two, yeah.
An Excel. Well, get an Excel expert.
yeah.
I can fix that.
Thank you, Joe.
Back to the EV topic, what's the status with that, charging station on, Salem? Was it Salem?
Yeah, they're still going through that. They haven't had given us a date on that construction. I think they're still finalizing. Yeah.
I think it's in here. I thought
Yeah, it's listed on the new,
They update you.
Yeah.
they're expecting to start next month, I think. But it's a,
And permitting charging station site cleared, construction starts Q2 26, okay.
Yeah. Q2, it still hasn't, they haven't done anything yet.
which page are you on? You're on the first page?
8,
Oh, 8, thank you.
it's under permitting.
Yeah.
Any of these, while we're on here, under the planning, of any concern or, I know that they're included the numbers of what is in permitting, but is anything,
I don't think there's anything concern. We just have to continually monitor it. Vinny and Dave and Abdir do a great job working with them. We make sure we're recovering our costs for these, years ago, we didn't charge enough. Now that, this is a developer, they're here to come and go. We're here to make sure we get all our money. So we make sure we're fully charging for what it costs us to provide them service.
So we meet with them early in the process. We work closely with the building department on plans and approvals and potential projects, so they keep us in the loop as well. So we have a very good working relationship with the permitting department. And then they communicate with us. And even if we have issues, we talk to them. We have a lot of open dialogue.
Yeah, and they're required to have a utility authorization number now, like on the smaller development. So they have to talk to, before they can pull a building permit, they have to have a utility authorization number from us, which means that we're talking, and if they go to pull the building permit, they send them back here for us to make sure that they've talked.
The bigger projects, usually we're in the pipeline a lot earlier, so there's no surprises. So they talk to us, same time they're going to seek permission for the ZBA and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is there any information on the project on Hunt Street? Because I know they redid or they reduced the number of units.
64,
Yeah.
60,
Is there-
60
yeah.
units. So we just.
Is there a blueprint or anything for like?
Yeah, we have a plan, but there's 60 units. So
Yeah.
we just found out today that they're
Okay.
starting some work up there, just to clear the site.
They did,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they boarded up that single family up front.
yeah, right.
Is that
They have
on-
they're removing one business, one,
It's in the permitting, I think it was in planning.
yeah,
the 32
It's a
unit?
different one.
Oh,
It's 32 and a hundred, it's a different.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cause I walked down the street, yeah.
That might have the wrong location, but
Okay.
it's today.
It's like 100 or 100.
They reduced it.
Nahan Street.
Reduced it.
It's down.
It's like 100.
Nahan Street, yeah.
119 to 127.
Yeah. Right. And they reduced that from, I think, the peak number of units was 200.
Yeah,
They reduced it to 60 something, like 62, 60. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Cause I know when I was walking up and down the street, residents were asking if there was a plan, like a blueprint that they could see of what the construction.
Yeah, they should call, not call us.
Yeah.
They should call the town, the
Yeah,
building department,
The building.
and they can talk to them about what.
Yeah.
Plans, yeah.
All right. Any additional discussion? Okay, moving on to energy prop and project.
I kind of give a little bit, the biggest thing with the energy pack right now is that we're in testing mode on the microgrid. There's been a lot of stuff going. In addition, we had 2 tours this month. We had Hull and Hingham both come. Lily joined us for the Hingham tour. They really enjoyed it. We've gotten a lot of thank yous from entities from all over the place that we've shared the park with. right now, the biggest issue is making sure that the timing of the transfers works properly so that they can get their occupancy permits. So, we have to go from grid following to grid forming when we're now supporting and supplying to the high school, and how quickly that operation takes place. And so all that coordination takes time, and if we are not using the battery because it's either discharged, how quickly does the generator start and come in? So all those issues are being worked on, and Vinny and Dave and the PLM have spent a lot of time up there, and they've been doing a great job. So we anticipate that we're hitting the targets right now. We're gonna actually do some full load testing. We're bringing in a load bank next week, and we'll do some testing on actual load next week. So it's a lot of stuff. You learn a lot more about what we don't know about microgrids when you start to work on microgrids.
Funny how that happens.
So
Is there any thinking behind starting simple and going to more complexity over time, or do you really just have to start with?
we have no choice. We're going.
We just go, okay.
Yeah. The real issue is the fact that we've committed to being their backup supply. So because of that,
Right.
we have time requirements to give them their occupancy. So.
Yeah.
You had a question, Elton?
Status on the two switch gears. I know it says deliver by May, but we're scheduled
Yeah, we'll have them scheduled to be delivered on site on the 18th.
18th. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Yeah, but I think that's a
schedule,
very
right?
good date.
Yeah, that's ahead of schedule. It's gonna do the end of
It's not ahead. It's like
They missed it so we had to do stuff in the interim to get through testing.
Right.
And then we'll
Okay.
put the switch gear in after.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
We had to, it either should have been way earlier, or we can now wait till a little bit after.
Fortunately, they'll show up on site the week we're doing load bank testing, and we won't connect them that week. We'll connect them the other fall.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was curious what kind of installation we're gonna use on the pad mount switches.
Kind of installation.
Yeah.
So we,
Mhm.
how we use them, or do they go on a concrete foundation?
Well, I mean, like, how do you keep them insulated? Like, is it gonna be
Oh,
gas?
they're insulated.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the GSF switch, the gas.
do gas, okay,
Gas, yeah. We didn't get, we got gas.
okay,
We have a couple other gas insulated switch gears. so
Okay.
it's consistent.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was curious about the microgrid. Is there any sort of planning on expanding it in the future?
Not up there.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, we may do other microgrids
Yeah.
in the future, but the capacity of that
Yeah.
site is designed to serve the two schools.
Well, thank you for the update. No other discussions? Okay, moving to item number 3, law enforcement use of hold.
Mike McCarthy, our general counsel, is joining us. And
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mike. Thank
Hey,
you.
everybody.
Mike,
so he had done a little research for us because we were concerned about liability. I shared the email.
Yes, thank you.
Memo.
So, so I don't know if people have any questions for Mike, or if, Mike, you want to just kind of go through the high points?
Sure, absolutely. So Pete asked me to look at, I know it was the board request communicated through Pete. So I'm kind of repeating from the memo, but the Torts Claims Act provides a liability, immunity from liability to the board, to the department, if you're exercising your discretion in setting policy. And this would certainly fall within that category. Where number one, you'd be exercising a discretionary function, and where number two, we're not even exercising control over the cameras, rather the police department would be. You'd have immunity from liability for anybody who claimed any damage as a result of the operation of the cameras on the pole. That's under the Tort Claim Act. There's also a couple of other areas of liability protection. The Tort Claim Act in general gives a $100,000 cap on liability. And then the municipal light plant statute 164 gives additional protection, which would mirror the protections afforded to nonprofit directors and nonprofit entities. And that's actually more restrictive than, or more generous from your perspective, than the $100,000 liability cap under the Tort Claim Act. That would be aggregate liability of $20,000. And when I say aggregate, I mean if there were a number of parties who claimed harm from a particular incident, they would all be under the same umbrella of the $20,000 cap. So a worst case scenario, there would be a potential liability of $100,000. But under these particular facts and circumstances, I do believe strongly that you would enjoy immunity from liability.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Comments?
Actually, can I ask a follow-up? And this may be outside of what you're focused on a little bit.
Yep.
Looked to me like in the legislative summary that we got, that there was actually, and I circled it and now I need to find it, some kind of a, looking for it.
Yep.
There was proposed legislation regarding pole attachments or something along those lines. Have you heard anything about that? And do we know if it's, here it is, it's on page 37 of our book, pole attachment rulemaking. DPU and DTC have opened a joint rulemaking procedure to update the Massachusetts utility pole attachment regulations. New statewide rules for access to utility poles, ducts, and conduits and public rights of way, including poles owned by municipal light plants. So I'm just curious whether you were familiar with that development and had reviewed it at all, or
I have not reviewed any proposed regulations and new regulations. I'd be happy to dig into that, but I'm not familiar with any new proposals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on,
But I would say though that the statutes would take precedence over any regulations
so
in general.
it's the issue with this is that there's been an external push to allow for more things to go on poles.
Right.
And what the rates of charge would be for those if they do go on poles. So we are gonna file comments on this right now. So there's a subcommittee at MWEC that's working on it. I'm not on that subcommittee, but we've empowered them to make some comments on making sure that the public utilities are protected in terms of. So it all started with the 5G antenna stuff and all that. And so there's a growth in that, the attempt to do that stuff. So we need to make sure that we're protecting our equipment and our ratepayers. So MWEC is filing some comments. I'll have those next month probably.
okay. Do we know if this type of thing is part, like what we are talking about, is it part of the scope
I don't
of this?
think it-
Okay, because it doesn't sound like.
No,
it's
it's not
aligned.
correct.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank
What
you.
makes this situation different is that it's a police request, it's a law enforcement request
Understood.
as opposed to a private entity. And I think this is speaking more to the private entities, whether they have rights or not rights and whether we can say yes or no.
And then I guess charges, right? Leasing.
Mhm. Okay. Just curious whether the two are related or separate. That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, any further discussion? Moving on to the large load policy rate discussion.
Well, we were gonna try to invite the new liaison, I think, to our next meeting to begin to engage in a conversation with the town. Joe found a conference that's coming up in the early fall in DC that I think Joe and I are gonna go to talk about this specific topic. And I know that at the MWEC meeting so it's a topic that's on everybody's mind right now. So it's still an evolving issue, but I think the key for our perspective is to once we identify the liaison, maybe invite them to our next meeting and start to begin the conversation around, what a policy that we may want to have but also that engages with the town, so.
Yeah, I want to bring out, like Everett, Lowell, and Malden have all put moratoriums on data centers so far. So sort of looking at that and seeing, you know, the impact of, you know, them trying to get one through and the importance of, I think, the initiative of reaching out to the community as we see with our neighbors. Yeah.
Everett too.
Yeah. They were ExxonMobil one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do they have one? Are they putting one in now though?
Everett, there was plans for one at
Mhm.
the ExxonMobil site.
Oh.
And then I know Lowell is has a,
Yeah, Markley's out there.
well, they filed a court case against Markley now for pollution and they don't want it in their backyard anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot, there's a lot of
There's
issues.
a lot, yeah.
Okay, so we think that there's a possibility that the liaison will be established.
Well, I'm hoping for next month. I was gonna give them a month to get organized and then invite whoever's there. I'll reach out to Sherry later.
It may make sense to see if they could move that along or consider us early, given that we have a
Topic.
desire to engage with them. Yeah, because otherwise it may take a little time and.
I mean, also, once they're identified, just have a conversation of where, you know, where we're looking at what, you know, kind of policies that we're developing.
I think we're somewhat in a unique case because we have some capacity and we could also design what we allow based on that. So get something that is beneficial to the ratepayers, but not like 100 of them, and you know. So if we were able to attract the right one, could be beneficial to both us. I'm sure, I think I mentioned it last month that our largest customer is probably gonna be gone soon.
Yeah, how much do they take or what's their load capacity?
They're about 3.5 to 4 meg rate on their peak when they're peaking. But that's not, there's more capacity than that available.
Yeah. I think some questions that I was able to bring up about you know, the possibility of data center communicating with the public with was, you know, economic benefits of one, job opportunity, as well as short-term and long-term you know, growth in the town from having one established. And I think, yeah, as well, and I think you're doing a good job in explaining, you know, what makes Wakefield an ideal location for one, you know.
Again, the key to us, I think, is to make sure if we're gonna establish policy that it's very defined and very limited. Because we're not a candidate for a, you know, 100 megawatt one.
Yeah.
But we are a candidate for the right one.
Yeah. Because I can definitely see a joint one where we bring in, you know, maybe it's a bio lab or some sort of software development company that might need a data center addition with it. Could be, yeah.
Further discussion.
Has there been any interest in I guess from potential large load customers?
Not yet, but we also have put out there the fact that we could be a candidate.
Yeah,
So we want to discuss it and have our ducks in a row before we kind of.
right. Well, I wasn't sure if like there were like
There haven't been any
customers going around munis,
Mhm.
you know, looking for potential
the only one.
sites because we do have lower rates.
Yeah, Westfield has been approached and that project was, it was kind of, it reached, Joe and I talked to them, they reached a certain point and they haven't heard back. It's probably been a couple of years now. So they were, but it was a much larger one, you know, and so that one kind of died down.
Then there was,
Yeah. It was like 102, I think.
At the MWIC conference, they mentioned Westfield and Newburyport.
Yeah, they're not immune, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
national good.
but those are the only two.
Local one, yeah, that they were aware of, yeah. If they were in Newburyport, I'm surprised they're not moving one town. Then you get the Groveland and you have much cheaper rates.
I don't know.
Capacity.
Yeah,
All right, well, thank you for, Joe and finding out about that conference and attending and, like I said, the overall, one of the reasons why I brought this up is just to have policy in place prior to large load coming on, approaching us and making sure that all the ratepayers and the utility is protected. All right, section E. Moving on to new business, the APPA National Conference.
I've shared a few times, I think I've shared the agenda and a few things. So they have a lot of different options if people would like to attend one of the days, all 3 of the days, so just. We need to, it is kind of filling up. I'm assuming we don't want to stay in the city. If you do, I'm not sure if there's rooms left right now, but there are members of the staff will be attending at different points during some of us will be there for certain events. So if there's an interest in any part of it, just let us know, look at the agenda and just let us know. And we'll try to sign everybody up. It was, I went to the one in New Orleans last year. It's a very good event. And it'll be kind of unique having it in Boston. It hasn't been in Boston since the 80s, I think, so.
I do think, at least myself specifically, I should be, but being on hand for the tour on Sunday, I think.
There's been a lot of interest expressed. We've been invited by 2 different groups. We've been asked by 2 groups.
So I haven't firmed that up yet. As soon as we get firm dates from the people, then I'll let you know.
The times and stuff, yeah. We're shooting for midday on Sunday. Just let us know.
Yeah, and I'll be,
Surprised they find any hotel rooms with the World Cup.
I know that it's been a big issue. The block already expired, but it's going to be an interesting time.
Going in.
I'm on vacation during all of that, but would look forward to hearing from others. So hopefully somebody can attend.
All right. We want to do the draft schedule before we reorganize or just to keep it? Just because it's not in order, I'll take a motion to take item number 3 out of order, the draft schedule and goals and objectives reporting.
I'll make a motion to take item E3 out of order.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. To draft schedules and goals and objective reporting. This came out of the goals subcommittee just to kind of look at when reporting out dates and to help make scheduling of the agenda easier, I think. But I'll turn it over to Jen and share.
Yeah, so sometimes, I don't know that we're always good about doing this. After we set goals, we try to figure out how that slots into the meetings for the year. And so it would be an estimate.
So in the past years, we've done it in September.
Yeah.
We've done that mid-year review in September. If we want to do more of it, I would suggest maybe we could do something in July and then October. If we want to kind of split that up, and we can give you what we have in July. And then again, do another quick update in October. So like I said, for the past at least 4 or 5 years, we've done it in September because we don't usually meet in August and we're just getting past the mid-year. So we also we'll try to keep you up to date on this issue, like last year when we talked about the financing and a couple of the other things, we'll try to keep, if those things are popping up sooner, we'll let you know. But if we want, we could make it an agenda item for July and again in October and just do a quick check-in as part of the meeting. So I wasn't sure by this request whether
Yes,
you were
so-
looking for more updates
To
or.
be clear, it's not necessarily to do more mid-year check-ins. It is to say, so if we have, like, for example, develop a flexible model to evaluate the impacts of decreasing gas load, like which meeting will we review that in? That
Okay,
kind of thing. Or if there's like a specific update that is written into the goals, like when do you see that being discussed? That was really what.
oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Is it more of like the specific deliverables within the
Right.
year that
When
we
would
want to
you
create a schedule to
foresee-
review them?
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Discussing
I
that.
didn't know that was the request. but
Understood.
We'll look at it with that in mind.
And again, it can be an estimate, you're not held to it. It's just like, okay, we were thinking, maybe we're targeting, just so we can see how much is in the meetings and can we manage this? And does it all fit in or doesn't it? That will also facilitate like helping us understand.
So I can talk about a couple of them at a high level. Our goal is to have a contractor on board by late July or August to do the safety audit stuff and then have them going by September. So that's our goal for that topic. There was another one that I know we had like a window for. We were talking about it.
We talked about a survey,
Oh,
just to get information on that.
the employee survey one? Yeah. Liv's been talking to Great Blue. We have a draft proposal from them. I think we could probably put that on next month's agenda to talk about, because one of the things that they're asking of us is, what do you want from it? What are you looking for? So I think that needs to be a discussion. What are you trying to get out of this?
Mhm.
So I think that's an important discussion we can have. So we can put that on next month's agenda.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if there are milestones that you need to discuss with us before you can kind of continue, then yeah, we should get those on sooner rather than later, so you're not held up by us. Okay, great. So it sounds like we'll come back to that next month with a little.
Yeah, knowing that that's what you were looking for, I could try to pencil in a few places where we'll add stuff in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll just help with overall board meeting scheduling, making sure that not packing, too much stuff in because there's that kind of deliverable or milestone that requires the board's input.
I have a little post-it on I can get it.
Yeah,
I'll see if I'm missing anything.
And specifically November and December tend to be busy
Yeah, those are already booked.
months, so we can't push into those. There's not a lot of space there to shove other things out, so yeah. That's where it gets challenging. And we're missing August as a meeting too, like we don't have an August
We don't
meeting,
have-
yeah, so. There's not a huge amount of time left.
Is it October when there's break or?
Yeah, well, we have the spray, and then we
There's
have
regular.
the MWAC, we have the audit,
That's where we get into end of the year, yeah.
yeah. And then there's
Budgeting.
the budget.
Energy efficiency incentives and dates.
Well, no, that's always historically been November.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if
so November
this
gets
happens
very,
in October, it gives it.
So for June, I had the heat pump rate review, goals for the employee survey and the liaison. For July, I had Perma, Nicole, who's the co-op student who's working on the curriculum. And then I had the mid-year review. So I'll keep that there then and so those are things that are, so I have my little post-it.
Okay, great. Yeah, if you don't mind just taking, I know we have the scheduled meetings and just kind of like, maybe give us a sense of like what will come in each of where you think. Fall.
That's good.
Disconnect
Wiring down there.
There's a wire. Try to
There's like a little table there.
tear something out, hopefully not.
Might have just been hit. So yeah, so that's our,
Okay,
I'll put that on the schedule.
perfect. Do you want to just make instead of just the goals and objectives, maybe just create a more comprehensive schedule? Because we always have the same
We have a lot of
items.
things, yeah.
Yeah, that repeat, at certain meetings. Does that make sense? That,
I can add a little bit more to it. Sometimes it's emergent stuff. There's a lot of stuff that came in like the last week and a half. So I can give some general topics.
like, we were just saying, like, when Sprague comes or when they
Yeah, those, yeah,
audit.
yeah, those are the standard ones. We
Standard.
have that on a schedule, I think I've given out before.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if it, just as a board, because we all have access to the office. For gas and light, the online the Office 365, that like kind of a like a working living document, a shared document that has like, here's, the stuff that is scheduled for January and February, the kind of the repeating things with break and things. And then obviously, stuff comes up ad hoc as well.
It works.
Okay. Any comments, discussion? All right. Okay, moving on to board reorganization. My understanding, and let me know if I'm incorrect, that Jen would be the next chair, and Lila is the second, or is it you? Or you?
I thought it was me, I think Jen.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
all right, so I was wrong. But
Let's,
So Jen will be the chair, I'll be the chair.
oh, you'll be the secretary.
Yep.
Oh, okay. There was some confusion there.
potentially introduced by me, so. Any discussions?
do you guys want to make a motion to nominate the
Yeah.
position?
Well, I wanted to make sure that everyone was on board with that first, Jen and specifically Elton.
So just so I'm clear, because would Jack have been the next secretary? And so,
Don't believe so.
Was Jack Jack was secretary?
Jack was right before you.
Okay, so Jack was the last.
He was a
Last
chair
chair.
before you.
Okay, all right, okay, so,
or I was the chair before you.
yeah,
And
yeah,
And then,
Jack.
but Jack was the chair before me.
yeah, okay.
Oh, okay,
And Jen, yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
So Lila would be when next
Lily.
year, yeah. Lila would-
Lily.
Lily.
It takes more than a minute meeting.
All right. Well, I will entertain a motion to nominate Jen and,
Yeah.
So,
I'll make a motion to nominate Jen Calais for chair and Elton Briefty for secretary.
have a second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Right?
All right. Motion passes unanimously. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Congrats.
We also need to have a new ES liaison. And I was doing it for the last year, so it is my great preference not to do that and chair at the same time. So I'd love it if somebody else was interested in joining those meetings and bringing information to them and then information back from those meetings to us.
Anyone interested?
Yeah, I would be more than happy. Mhm. They meet on Tuesday or
There's
Thursday, and we usually meet on Tuesdays or right?
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. We meet on Wednesdays. Okay.
So it is true, it's typically back to back.
Yeah.
So it's us followed by them. So their meeting is actually tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah.
Are they still just virtual?
No, they've been doing,
Okay.
hybrid. So they've been doing some folks in person and some, it's like individual choice, basically.
Where?
So, various places.
Oh.
Oh, they changed?
It has been at town hall, it has been at the library, so it kind of depends what's available and they also don't, every meeting is not in person, it kind of depends on the interest of the group. Sometimes they come together every couple months, so yeah, it's a little less structured than around that. There's not always, they don't always do the same thing.
Mhm.
So. All right, well, we need a motion for this. We probably do. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to nominate Lily Allen for liaison to the Environmental Sustainability Committee.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that.
And thank you for your service, Tom and Secretary. And I can tell you really enjoy being chair.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's a lot of work.
Serve up to 2 terms in a row.
Oh.
Active.
I really like that.
Too late, mommy.
Something that, no, just. All right. Oh, no. Oh.
Okay, so any other matter? So that is our agenda for the public session. Any other matter not reasonably anticipated?
There's one thing that you and I actually had talked about, Jen, is since Jack is off, the board now, he used to sign the payroll every week or every meeting or whatever, so you folks have to just. Signature.
Yeah, we need a voted rep though.
Yeah, voted rep that can just sign the payrolls. It's painless, I promise.
It's just every meeting.
Every meeting you'll have the past 2 payrolls basically. And if there's any questions, Mark usually has the answer right away, or if not, he'll look into it.
Yep,
I mean, I am happy to do it.
it's fine.
Okay, I don't know if anybody else would rather. I will definitely be here in person every time because I need to sleep.
That helps.
So it does help
Yeah.
to not be
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
There have been rare occasions where the person couldn't make it, and what usually happens is I would leave in an envelope in your mailbox, and just usually Jack would come to put it back in this mailbox. So
Makes sense.
there's a mechanism if there is an issue.
Right.
Can it be done electronically at some?
Not yet.
Oh, really?
Apparently should
Try it.
kind of going forward, instead of just having the same person, it kind of follows the chair. Since the chair,
Yeah, that makes
generally
sense.
has to be in person to lead the meetings.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I will entertain a motion because we need to vote on this.
Position calls.
Check signer.
Payroll.
Payroll.
Approver. Yeah.
Payroll approver?
All right, I'll make it,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to nominate Jen as the payroll approver.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Right.
Okay. Anything else not anticipated?
We're getting things done.
The one for
May 27th, yes.
27.
dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for Jack's going away.
Yes, I'm following what you were talking about. Yes, okay.
Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
And did we say where we're going?
It's at the
Amici?
Amici. It used to be, what was it? Massimino, I forget what it's called. Right across from the police station.
Okay, excellent. So everything else that we have is in executive session, so I need to close this meeting and enter into executive session.
I did have one question that came up at the MWIC conference, and there was a presentation on meters for transmission operators. And there was kind of a request from MWIC that if we didn't if munis didn't own those meters, that we should consider owning them, and I was curious to know,
So we own those now,
are we
don't
on those now?
The split, one station has, they're owned by us, one station, the meters are, National Grid, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually want to make it consistent, so they, so Joe contacted us about, taking ownership of both. Yeah, we haven't committed to them just yet, but that's an open item, and they had.
Okay, so there's,
Who is Joe again? I'm sorry.
Joe, the representative from that.
Thank you.
Joe Murphy, he's our rep for National Grid.
okay,
So in other words, we own one set and the other's in process.
okay,
BB, I thought we have, right?
So BB that you own, and then we own.
Oh, okay.
Lab, so.
So that didn't come in with the breaker when, or circuit switcher when you guys took over?
I thought it did, but
That's what I thought too.
But I think, I don't know, we met with Joe maybe 8 months ago and there were some open issues and that might be one of them. It might not have been completely transferred over, so was that one of the open issues you
Yes,
had?
yes, it's the open issue. We haven't transferred it over, but it's, we haven't resolved it yet, agreed to it, but that's, he asked if they could take ownership for for both of them. Because it's a little confusing knowing who owns which meters now, so, because it's inconsistent with it between the two stations.
So eventually we would own the meters or
No, we would give
Send
them,
them
we would,
away.
to National Grid?
yeah, to them, yeah. Yeah,
so.
National Grid, yeah.
Okay, so that's, okay, because MWIC is suggesting that perhaps munis should take ownership, should own them and the meter reading of those meters. And they were saying they don't cost a lot and, there could be delays in if there's any issues with the meters in terms of getting the meter, the data read. So is that something that we don't want to take on?
I missed the presentation, so we'll
Okay.
talk to Jason.
Yeah,
Okay. And one note I have here, it's with transmission service agreements being renewed, more munis are making decisions to own their own settlement meters, so.
Mhm.
That was something that came up, so.
I'll talk to Jason about, Dave and I can talk.
yeah, we just went over
It's
this.
split right now, so
Yeah.
we can figure it out.
Okay,
And the agreements, I think we were up to date on the agreements. That was an open item as well with them. Now we're up to date
okay,
on the agreements.
Just one, if the letterhead hasn't been updated, I know it's not online, but need to update the letterhead. That's one.
Just changed.
Not official.
You just changed.
Well, it just changed like 3 minutes ago.
Oh, no. Take Jack off.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, again, well.
All right.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to leave public session and enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employee association affiliation and the general manager compensation, and thereafter.
Well,
Did I
so we'll have to
correctly?
return to regular session solely for the purpose of
Solely for the
adjournment.
purpose of adjourning. Okay,
So moved.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
I.
Okay, the public segment of this meeting is now closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is, assuming Mike needs to stay on.
No,
Oh, okay.
Stop the recording, Dave.
Mike, can you bail?
We can close the Zoom. We don't.
Oh, yeah.